Welcome back. If you finished Module 1, you've already got 3 moves tucked in your pocket. Now we're going further. I'm going to be straight with you though. Some of what I'm about to say is going to really bother you. I'm going to tell you that being well-rounded is killing your advancement, and that you've been asking for feedback wrong, and that consuming career advice without actually shipping anything is just a comfortable way to stay stuck. This is moves 4 through 7. Let's go. Number 4, quit trying to be well-rounded. Double down on your aura. And this one is going to bother some people, I know it. Being well-rounded is killing your career advancement. Most people think they need to be good at everything, but you should identify one thing, one expertise, and make it undeniable. Here's what I mean. You've probably been told your entire career, be a team player, develop diverse skills, don't be too specialized, be flexible. And so you've spent years trying to be pretty good at everything. You can do a little project management, a little data analysis, a little stakeholder communication, and a little strategy. But here's the brutal truth. Pretty good at everything makes you replaceable. Undeniably excellent at one thing makes you irreplaceable. Think about it like a pyramid. At the base, you've got people who are generally competent at a lot of things. There are thousands, if not millions of people at this level. As you go up the pyramid, you've got people who are really good at one specific thing. There are much fewer people here. And at the very top of the pyramid, the cap, you've got people who are the absolute best at one thing in their organization or industry. One thing. The higher you go up the pyramid, the more valuable you become. The more you get paid, the faster you advance. But most high performers stay trapped at the bottom of the base because they're trying to be everything for everyone. And meanwhile, they're burning out because they're context switching constantly and never building deep expertise. So what's this mean practically? Well, this week, I want you to identify what your aura is. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do better than most anyone else in my organization? What do people come to me for? What skill, if I double down on right now, would make me absolutely indispensable? Maybe it's running a complex data analysis. Maybe it's turning around struggling teams. Maybe it's stakeholder management. Maybe it's process optimization. Pick one, then this week, say no to something outside of your aura. Delegate it, decline it, create a boundary around it. You can't be excellent at everything while also being excellent at what your aura is, that one thing that makes you amazing, the one thing you were probably placed on this earth to do. You have to choose. And high performers who break through, they choose their aura and let everything else be good enough. Number 5, stop asking for feedback. Start directing it. The way you ask for feedback is making you look junior, or as my players would say, mid or not strategic. And let me explain what I mean. Most high performers ask for feedback like this. Hey, do you have time for any feedback for me? Or, how am I doing? What should I work on? These seem like reasonable questions, right? You're showing you're open to growth. You're being coachable. You want feedback. But here's the problem. These vague questions make your boss do all the cognitive work. They have to think back through your performance, figure out what to say, and then figure out how to frame it up for you. And most managers absolutely hate giving feedback. So they're going to give you some generic response like you're doing great, keep it up, or maybe work on your communication skills. None of this helps you. You get zero actionable insights. And worse, you positioned yourself as someone who needs to be told what to do rather than someone who's strategic about their own development. So knowing all of this, what should your tactical adjustments be? This week, instead of asking for vague feedback, I want you to ask directed questions that frame you as strategic. Here's the exact script that you can use. Hi, boss. I'm focused on positioning myself for specific role in the next 6 to 12 months. Based upon what you've seen from me, what's the one skill gap you think I should close to be competitive for that level? Do you see the difference? You're not asking how I am doing. You're signaling that you're thinking strategically about your trajectory. You're asking one specific thing, which makes it easier for them to answer. You want to make it easy, trust me. You're framing yourself as promotion ready, not junior, not mid, not You can also use this variation in that conversation. I'm working on improving specific skill. What's one situation in the next month where I could demonstrate growth in this area? You're directing your feedback towards something specific. You're asking for an opportunity, not necessarily a critique. You're showing you're proactive. This small language shift changes how you're perceived. You go from an employee asking for feedback to a strategic professional managing their own development. You're taking workload off of your boss. Number 6, abandon the promotion timeline myth. Create your own forcing function. Waiting for the right time or the normal promotion cycle is costing you years of earnings and advancement. Most people think promotions work on a systematic schedule. I need to be in this role for 18 to 24 months before I can get promoted. Or promotion decisions happen in Q1. I need to wait until my boss brings it up. But here's what I've learned coaching thousands of high performers. Promotions don't happen on a timeline. They happen when you create undeniable value and make it impossible for someone to ignore. Some people get promoted in 8 months. Some people wait 5 years in the same role. The difference isn't tenure, it's leverage and visibility. So knowing all of this, what should be your tactical adjustments? This week, I want you to create a 90-day visibility sprint. Here's how it works. Pick one high-impact project or initiative that clearly demonstrates next-level capability. Something that's above your current pay grade, but not so far out of reach that you can't deliver it. Then send your boss this message. I'd like to take on a specific project or initiative over the next 90 days. My goal is to demonstrate, insert specific next skill. Would you be open to me owning this with a check-in at the 90-day mark to evaluate my results? Here's what this does. You're creating your own timeline instead of waiting on someone else's. You're putting a stake in the ground. You're signaling your ambition, and you're creating a built-in forcing function for your next career conversation in 90 days. At the end of those 90 days, you get to go back to your boss with the results and say, we talked about me taking on, insert the project name, to demonstrate said skill. Here's what I delivered. I'd love to talk to you about what the next level looks like for me. You have just manufactured your own promotion conversation. You didn't wait. You created conditions, a forcing function for your advancement. This is how you take control of your career timeline instead of hoping someone else decides you're ready. Number 7, stop consuming career advice. Start shipping proof. This one may sting a little bit, and I'm here giving you career advice. You're trapped because you're consuming instead of creating. Most people watch career advice videos like this one, read LinkedIn posts, take courses, listen to podcasts like ours at the 5-Minute Career Hack, but they never ship the proof of their expertise. And look, I totally get it. Learning feels productive, and I'm a lifelong learner. It feels like you're doing something. So that makes you feel good internally. You get a hit of dopamine. And consuming content is comfortable because there's no risk of failure or judgment. But here's the brutally honest truth. No one gets promoted because they're consuming a lot of career advice. Not even this episode. You get promoted when you demonstrate the capability that decision makers can see with their eyes. Think about it like this. If you were hiring for a senior role, would you hire someone who says, I've read 15 books on leadership? Or someone who says, here's a case study of how I turned around an underperforming team in 90 days. Proof beats theory every single time. So what does this look like in real life? You guessed it. Pick one skill you want to be known for. Just one. Now create one piece of public evidence that demonstrates that skill. Here are some examples that you can use, and you can create and fill in the blanks for yourself. If you're good at data analysis, create a simple dashboard in Google's Data Studio, analyzing an industry trend, post it on LinkedIn. If you're good at process improvement, write a 250-word to a 500-word post breaking down a framework you used. If you're good at stakeholder management, record a 2-minute video explaining your approach to the difficult conversations. If you're good at project management, create a template in Notion or Asana and share it publicly. One piece of proof, that's it. Because here's what happens. When someone searches for you, Googles you, looks you up on LinkedIn, they don't see person who consumed a lot of content. They see person who shipped evidence into the public view of their expertise. And when you're in a promotion conversation or a job interview, you can point to something concrete and say, here's proof of how I think and how I work. So let's stop consuming and start shipping. Let's get our FedEx on this week. One thing only. We're only shipping one thing this week. All right, that's moves 4 through 7. Double down on one expertise, direct your feedback conversations, and create your own forcing function on that next promotion. And stop consuming and start shipping. All of that is doable this week. And in our final session, we're closing out with moves 8, 9, and 10, plus 3 rapid fire bonuses I'm throwing in at the end. If you've been paying attention and you're dialed in, they're going to land. Come back next week for Module 3, or if you're watching this later, click the link in the description for the full playlist. Don't stop now, you're way too close.